Hello and welcome to the world of Neko Deco Pop. I'm Nat, and today we're going to be breaking down our favorite LGBTQIA anime characters in two categories, from lawful good to chaotic evil. This series is going to be split into three parts, with today's covering good, the second covering neutral, and the third covering evil, featuring an ending analysis. Make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of those. Couple caveats before we start. 1. I am not going to argue whether or not you think these characters are LGBT+. They are in my book, and round these parts, my word is law. 2. I am only going to cover anime I have actually seen. I know that there are many other LGBT characters, but since I haven't watched the anime, it just didn't seem fair to rank them. 3. I am not going to be covering harmful predators like Hisoka and Kosuke Uchiba. Evil characters, yes. Predators, no. And 4. This is the most important one of all. If your favorite anime characters do not make the list, just know that is only because I'm right, you're wrong, and you should 100% take that personally. So with that being said, let's get into it. First category is lawful good. These characters act as the blueprint of how a good person is supposed to act. They strictly live by the law or through a vigorous, personal code of conduct. They fight the good fight, oppose evil, and protect fiercely. In terms of anime, this is a pretty black and white category with not much wiggle room. These characters are literally by the book. When it comes to Erwin Smith, it literally does not get more lawful than him. He is the head of the Scouts for a reason. Plus, it doesn't hurt being close with his BF. Guts really held that code of conduct near and dear to his heart, and it absolutely bit him in the ass. Moral of the story is maybe be less of a rule-following nerd. Sailor Mercury, unlike Sailor Moon, is one of those people who kinda has to help everyone steer in the right direction. Cause, she pretty much wrote the book and now she is the babysitter. Millie Thompson is the best of the best at Bernadelli Insurance for a reason, and I will never forgive Trigun Stampede for excluding her. Takina Inoue was really trying to play by the book, and just like Guts, it 100% bit her in the ass. But it also led her to find her girlfriend, so unlike Gus, it actually paid off. Toko Nanami is literally the student council president, and at least unlike some of the anime student council presidents, she actually retains some sense of morality. Let me know if you guys want a video where I rank the most overpowered student councils in anime. When it comes to Akira Fudo, all I can say is, he tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it didn't really matter. Haruhi Fujioka is hella dedicated in school, and both her and Kyoya are constantly having to herd everyone else from place to place to keep that ship afloat. So I don't know, maybe like throw some cash to her for babysitting fees or just clear her debt. What a concept. Shinji Ikari had the right intentions, and I don't know. In my opinion, all of the adults in his life used him and let him down, so justice was served. But when it came to Asuka, I think we can very clearly run him into the lawful evil category, cause what the f***? Madoka Kaname is the cautionary tale of how putting your faith in the wrong people and following the rules can ruin your life. She deserved so much better. Ritsuka Uenoma falls into the lawful category because, like, that rigorous code of conduct is why his gay panic was so hardcore, because, when his sexuality came to light, all of those perceived notions got absolutely obliterated. And for what? This singing? Like, really? La 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 la. Utena Tenjo was also forced more into the lawful category just because she had to deal with so many bullshit dual formalities that it just kind of became her personality to survive. Sailor Moon was a tricky one because she's striving for lawful good, but she's such an airhead that until later on in the series, she has to rely on everyone else to keep her in this category. Akira Kageura was honestly another character that I was torn between putting him here or in the neutral good category, but I don't know. With all the basketball elements and all the structure that has, I just kind of put him here. Next category is neutral good. These characters do their best to be a good person. They understand that there needs to be a balance between law and freedom, even if that means working around the law if it's for the greater good.
Shut it!
In terms of anime, this mostly boils down to the honest-to-goodness, wholesome characters. All the cutie pies and cinnamon buns who don't fit in other places go here, so it's kind of a wider category in general. They are just genuinely good people, and we love them for that. Like, it must be nice to still have faith in humanity. Ryuji Fujioka is the wonderful and supportive parent that we always wanted, but only few of us actually got. Like, Haruhi does not realize how good she has it, and I really wish that she treated her better, but she's also a teen, so I'll give her a pass. Hana is the epitome of goodness, love, and grace. She is a true goddess and the godmother that everyone dreams of. She is the chosen family that we all deserve. Oh, Hachi, you deserved so much better. Like, if Takumi has 0 haters, that means I have died. Pasan is the warm, cozy black cat goth GF that everyone wants, but only if you are able to actually have. Now is an absolute baddie who fiercely looks after Mitsumi and protects everyone that she loves. I really hope that we get to see more of her story in season 2 because I either need that or a complete spin-off series. Misaki Fujiyoshi used to be a true neutral back when he had little to no confidence and really had nothing to live for. But being a part of a loving family has helped encourage him to want better for his life, which he's been able to build together with his husband and beautiful children. Sailor Neptune had to put on her villain hat for a hot minute, but she's the kind of protective friend you have always wanted and absolutely deserve. Eiji Okimura. Oh, Eiji, I'm so sorry. Like, we will never recover from that. Shota Fujita had to hide his true self for years, but now that he's finally living on his own, we get to see him living in his truth. Legoshi spends his time searching for not only his happiness, but those around him. We are all hoping that he gets his happy ending, and no, I haven't read the manga, so please don't spoil it for me in the comments. Isabella Yamamoto just wants the best for her team, her friends, and will do anything for George, which unfortunately leads her to be taken advantage of, even if he does treat her better than anyone else in this group. Don't worry, I will get to him, but it's gonna be in a much later series. Seiji Maki is dedicated to helping others, which is why he joined student council in the first place. He just wants to see his friends succeed and do what he can to make the world a better place. Kiruko has been traumatized in absolutely horrific ways that gave me goddamn nightmares. She was more chaotic neutral, cause how could you not be jaded by that? But her journey gives her hope again, and so she got upgraded to neutral good. With Miyano Yoshikazu, we get to introduce the Cinnamon Bun Cutie Pie Club. And of course, Miyano is our president. Shion is the second member who, let's face it, if it wasn't for Mezumi, this puppy would have been taken out like episode 2. Reki is the third member who just wants the best for his friends and chosen family, and him and Langa probably share the same 2 brain cells, which we love for them. Sia Leon is the final member of our Cinnamon Bun Club, who is also our bestest boy and just really cannot catch a break. But he did catch himself a cute BF, so I really don't feel bad for him. Unlike him, I do feel very bad for Suletta Mercury, whose bright-eyed and bushy-tailed optimism got absolutely bitch-slapped with some Gundam levels of trauma. But she also got to bag a wife in the end, so we are 100% taking that as a win. Sailor Jupiter puts out the front of being chaotic good or even chaotic neutral, but she's actually a total softie, so she's here. And finally, we have Kyoko Hori, who, despite her very violent tendencies, really just does want the best for her friends, family, and loved ones. but if you with her, she will snap to chaotic evil, and I 100% support her actions. And our last category, chaotic good. These characters just do what they want, regardless of others or societal expectations. They make their own way, and they're mostly kind and not dicks about it. They don't really care much about rules or authorities, especially if those rules happen to go against their moral compass. But at the end of the day, they are good and will do what's right to protect those who they care for. Anime runs on chaos, so my favorite characters are in the chaotic good, chaotic neutral, and chaotic evil categories. They're just fun, but at least these ones still use their chaotic forces for good. Sasaki Shume really gives off major delinquent vibes, but at the end of the day, he truly does care and just wants to see the best for his besties and boyfriend. Mia is Black Cat energy personified. He bites, but inside he's just a little softy, but he will never admit that out loud. Sailor Mars, just like her planet, is a goddamn fireball, but she still fights for good, so y'all are safe. For now. Sailor Uranus is technically a villain, or at least was for a little bit, but I will never believe that. And those of y'all who still do are just jealous. Otohiko may be a chaotic queer, but that's just a title. They do just genuinely want the best for the people in their life. Speaking of chaotic shit shows, we have Vash the Stampede, and all I can say is
Love and peace!
I was really torn between Ruko Matoi here or chaotic neutral. Like, if it wasn't for Mako, I really don't think she would be fighting as hard for those around her. I definitely think she would just kind of be for herself, which, you know, in that world, that's fine. Kita Ikuyo is queer chaos personified. She also definitely has a crippling K-pop addiction that is draining all of her money. Don't ask me why, I just know. Viktor Nikiforov could have had a massive ego because, you know, he's the best of the best, and he really could have just used that to be a diva and mistreat everyone, but he puts that to the side to help those who he loves. He's still a chaotic shit show though. Hatsuharu Soma does have the dark Haru side, and you know, the way that he fights does make him pretty unhinged, but 95% of the time he is fighting for his family and loved ones. It's really never to unnecessarily hurt others, unlike other people. If Chisatsu Nishigiki was employed by the bad side and hadn't had an existential reawakening, she definitely would have been chaotic evil, so thank God for that divine intervention. And finally, we have Hanji Zo, who's kind of tricky because if she wasn't part of the Scouts, she would definitely be chaotic neutral, if not chaotic evil, because, you know, mad scientist vibes to her core. So to wrap things up, what really differentiates these characters from neutral and evil categories are that these characters are motivated by their desire to actively do good in the world. They put themselves out there and help others consistently, working to make their families and communities better. If it weren't for this category of characters, anime would be stupidly bleak with characters who are barely skating by, drowning in depression, just looking out for themselves, or actively making their worlds worse. What are your favorite lawful good, neutral good, and chaotic good characters? Let me know in the comments below, and if your favorites were mentioned today, do you agree with my rankings, and if not, where would you personally rank them? Next week, we are going to be diving into the neutral category, which in my opinion is wildly overlooked, because the sheer amount of range you get with the neutral playing field is staggering. I would love to have all of you back next week, so please consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss it. Thank y'all so much for sticking around, and I'll see all of y'all on the next one.